Duskers. I love this game. I haven't played a lot of it. I don't know a huge amount about it, but what I've played, I've really enjoyed. And I thought to myself, do an LP of it. It'll give you the drive to actually finish the game, or completely fail to do so and get frustrated. Either way, we're doing it. Play the training simulation. No. Duskers is a roguelike survival-y kind of game? Sort of. You take control of drones, push them through randomly generated ships, and try and get what you can while keeping your drones alive and using a clunky text interface to do most of the driving. It scratches a very specific itch I have. Alright, looks like we've got low fuel, and we're the only one on board our ship. Something named Jill is asking us if we want to initiate an emergency distress sequence. Sure. 4 vessels detected, no responses received. Recommended course of action: initiate manual contact with vessels, acquire necessary resources for travel, loot, and scoot. Would you like to read? Oh, Jill, note, transfer classified as success. Externally modified log detected. Would you like to read? Yes. Summary of primary objectives. Gather intel logs from derelict spacecraft. Gather resources necessary for survival. Search for survivors. If objectives cannot be completed, initiate a recess. Alright. Not totally sure what any of that means, but this is the main screen of the game, our world map, sort of. I have done a clear on my old save data from back in the day when I played this a little bit. So we're going to be starting out fresh, and as a result, our first ship has nothing hostile on it. Infestations, 0. We're going to enter an easy time. Why is my screen looking a little yellow? Oh, I see what's wrong. Let me just fix that. How dare I have a yellowed screen? That's done. Alright, let's go. Default drone loadout, default everything. Alright. The name of this ship is Turquoise Blue. That's cool. So, this is the schematic view. We've got our 3 drones in the docking bay of our ship and can only see the airlock. We can go to specific drone views. And to open the door in the console, we just type A1, which is the airlock door. Mission start. Let's drive Hal inside and see what's what. We're looking around. We got an open door, closed door, some scrap, and a power inlet. Hal, in the top left, you can see he's got a motion sensor and a gathering device. We can activate that gather to pick up this scrap. Wonderful. Now, he doesn't have anything to power the power inlet with, but Wally does. We can drive Wally in, activate his generator ability, power the power outlet, and now we've got the whole ship powered. It's a small ship, and since there are no enemies, I'm going to go ahead and explore recklessly. Oh, we have a downed drone. It's got an X through it, so it's destroyed. We can't tow it out, we can't use it, but we can have a look at what it might have. It has a mine. Drops a proximity mine. That's neat. What is that anyways? Help. Mine. We can pick up and drop mines, and they blow up on their own. Neat. D2, open that door. Drive on in. Got some more scrap around. Got a fuel access point. And we could hit gather, and we'll do this once. Gather, he goes to the fuel, he sucks up the fuel. There wasn't any fuel there, but he tried. And that's it. And I could hit gather 2 more times. But more efficiently, I could have done gather all. And my only drone with gather, number 1, will try and suck up everything in the room that it can. We'll explore the final room. Grab the last little thing. Open D3 and navigate. Right, I forgot to say, the other way you can control drones rather than manually controlling them is to use the navigate command. So we could hit navigate 1, as in drone 1, to R2, and drone 1 will automatically drive near enough to the center of R2. Similarly, we can hit navigate all, meaning all drones, to R1. R1 is always our mothership. We've got our boys inside. We can exit the mission. We're done. No muss, no fuss. Easy. So, where to now? It'll only take 2 propulsion fuel to get to here, and then 2 to here, and then 2 to there. We've got 6, so that works out. We're going to head over to the Ares. Salvage Class C, 1 infestation type. Go on over, and let's pop into the modifications menu, where we can see our drones. Now, Hal is our primary scouting drone. He's got high health. He's got a nice white viewfind. Each drone has their own kind of spectrum of light. The white one makes things pretty clear. So let's use 5 of our 6 scrap to increase the speed on Hal. Wonderful. And can't really do anything else. But we can go into drone config, and Hal has a motion sensor. But to use the motion sensor, you have to be standing still. Hal's our scout. That's not good. So let's take motion gather mine off of Hal and put gather and mine back on him, and slap motion on Nathan, who's more of a utility class right now. He can tow, he can hack things, and now he can do motion sensing. Let's go in and board the next ship. Board the next ship. I hit the wrong button. Ooh, our random scan has found a dormant drone in what should be in room R2. Very good. 1 infestation type, meaning enemies, and an uncorrupted communication. Not joking, Emily. I took a sample this morning. Erratic, unengaged in their programmed tasks, and self-destruct and something. Need a more detailed overview of behavior to make accurate judgment. Not normal. Might explain a few things I've heard. P-Vine recently. Food replicators going bust. Grapevine. Grapevine was the word. I've given the cat some water. See what happens. I'm going to try and stay on bottles. I'll write something more, but till then, do the same. Something about food replicators, a virus or something. Some of the crux of this game is sort of using those logs to sort of piece together what happened. Some sort of apocalypse. Beyond that, I do not know. Now, we could open the mission the same way we did before, drive the guys out, open the airlock, whatever, but this is a great time to look at the alias command. Aliases let you assign a text command to be whatever sequence of commands you want. So begin, if I typed begin, this would execute. First, it would open A1, the initial airlock. Then it would navigate 1 and 2, drones 1 and 2, through the A1 airlock. Then drone 2 will attempt to use its generator power, and then status will print to our console. Let's give that a try. Begin. A1 opens. 1 and 2 move into the adjoining room. 2 executes the generator command, powers it, and then status prints to the console. Excellent. Now, let's have a look around with Hal. Scout around for any scrap. Grab that scrap. And we've got an opened adjoining room. Generally speaking, any enemies will not spawn in the beginning room or any doors that are open by the beginning room. Generally. So, we've got some rooms and we've got potential enemies in them. Let's take Nathan, our boy with the motion sensor, bring him into R3 and use it. It scans your current room and all adjacent rooms. Green means no hostiles, red means hostiles. So, can't go in there, but we can go in here to D4. Some good stuff here. We're going to, instead of use gather all, because that's a little too cumbersome to try and type out, we're going to make an alias for it. And I'm going to give the alias the name loot. And we'll have that do gather all 1. 1 because our number 1 drone is our scout/looter. And that will be good enough for now. We'll do more work on that later. So, loot, Hal, gathers the fuel, gathers the remaining scrap, and then let's nav Hal back to R3. Close room D4, the door there, open D5, and try and herd whatever's in R2 to R4. Monsters will roam. Might take them a little while, or not much time at all. We'll trap him in R4 by closing D5 and open D9. And we'll have a look. We've got a drone, we've got some scrap. Grab that scrap. This drone is operational, but we don't control it yet. It also has a mine, and it has a probe. Oh, that's interesting. What does a probe do? Help. Probe. No results found for probe. That's strange. Help. Probe. Ah, I didn't have one in my inventory. Drops a probe that scans accessible room. Probes will attempt to navigate through open doors. Interesting. Let's see what the menu has to say about that. Drone upgrades, probe. And you can add stealth to them. Interesting. You can also add drop and pick up for a more accurate syntax. That's cool. And it lets us start scanning stuff, which is important. But before we do that, let's use Nathan to go and pick that boy up. And instead of driving him there, towing him, driving him back, let's do this. Navigate 3R2, tow. Commands are separated by semicolons. Navigate 3R1, tow. And that will move Nathan to R2. He'll tow the only towable thing in there. He'll go back to R1 and he'll stop towing it. Excellent. Now, we have one more thing to do here. Let's bring Nathan back to R2 nav3r2 motion. And while we're waiting on that, let's flag R4, because we know a monster's in there, and we don't want to forget. Flag just changes the color of the room, that's all. Alright, this room seems safe. D7. Let's pop on through and see what's up. 1 scrap, 2 scrap, loot. And that's done. Now, we have an additional little task here. And that is, let's use our probe. The probe launches, it scans, and you can tell if a room's scanned because it has a little grid on it. I'm closing doors behind it so it will efficiently scan instead of going to rooms that have already been scanned. If I had been a little quicker on the draw, I would have closed the hull to my ship because there's never anything to scan in there. Scanning can sometimes reveal additional scrap. Alright. Like right there. Additional scrap was just found. Let's nav 1 R5, nav 3 R3. Close D7 so we can trap our probe there. Close D8. Close D9. Motion again because I'm greedy and I want to scan everything. Grab the last piece of scrap. Open D5 again. Close it. Open D3. The probe should come in automatically. Close it again. And we'll pick it up. You may notice that both motion sensor and probes have ammunition. Those don't replenish. We have what we have. D4. Pick up. Pick up our probe, so we got our ammo back. And now we are well and truly done. So we'll use the other alias that the game comes with, END, which is a shortening for Navigate 1, 2, 3, and 4 drones to R1, which is your mothership. So, END. All drones are stopping what they're doing, moving to the mothership, and it is at this point we can exit the mission. Well, we could exit the mission at any time, but exit with confidence. Ooh, Brendan has a much higher max health than anyone else. Brendan is the drone we just rescued. Probe can have stealth. That's really cool, because you don't want monsters to blow the probe up. I might get that. That's kind of cool. Greatly increase probe HP. Why would you do that instead of give it stealth? It shouldn't take any damage ever if it has stealth, right? I guess if it has a bunch of HP, it could serve as like a decoy. Whatever, I will give it stealth because that sounds cooler. Probes have stealth. Takes half my scrap, but that's fine. Execute. Now, we'll go to drone config. And Brendan... so Brendan has no health, so we can't use him. He's not functional. But we can make him functional pretty easy. We'll go to modifications. Brendan, repair 10 HP for 1 scrap. Execute. Yeah, he has 10 HP now, which isn't much. Anything will kill him, but he is operational. Drone config. Brendan, get in here. And more to the point, let's put our motion sensor on him. separate from our tower interface guy. Purpose built for mine laying and motion sensing. Good enough. Probably don't need a mine on HAL. One mine's enough. Alright. From here, we'll go to the next ship. A government C class, one infestation type, should be easy. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. Am I? Probably nothing. Okay, let's go. Nothing of note, but there's scrap in room R2. Alright. Begin. Ah. The drones sometimes fail at pathing around each other. One got caught up on two. That's fine. Let's find out how the probe works. How the stealth probe works, that is. Alright, let's... So here we have scrap in R6. And I could navigate our gather drone there and hit loot, but that's a little cumbersome in itself. We can make the alias better. Alias, loot, gather all 1. Let's start that off with a different command. Navigate 1. And now we'll use a new type of command, which is the wildcard. So instead of specifying room R1 or airlock A1, we can do $room, which means we can specify whatever room we want. And then colon, gather all 1. So what this should do is loot, and then R6, taking the place of that wildcard, moves 1 to R6, executes gather all. Easy. And we don't even have to bring the drone view up to do it. And it's not a big deal right now, but this level of efficiency is really, really important later. Let's pick that drone up. Nothing. Oh, got away from me. Get back here, you little bugger. Alright. What next? Let's bring our motion boy out. Nav 4 R3, motion. Inconclusive. Green means there's nothing hostile. Red means there's hostile. Yellow means these rooms aren't scannable. You don't know. Not useful here. We don't want to open any doors that could potentially lead to our destruction. So let's bring in Nathan. Nathan has interface, and there's a console in this room. Nav 3 R3, interface. Ah, he's getting stuck on the other drones. They don't path too good. Not around other drones. That's fine. Some amount of manual control is necessary. From here we have ship scan, defense, and interface list. Interface list just lists the commands again. That's no good to us. But ship scan will scan powered rooms, much the same as the probe would. So we've got a destroyed probe in R4 and a turret in R5. Defense activates powered turrets. Whatever was in R5 is dead. But better than that, let's open some doors up. D2, open. D8, open. D10, open. Monsters, enemies, whatever, they tend to roam. Not always intelligently, not always where you want them to. But if we open those doors and be a little patient, they should all die. Because they'll wander into R5 and the turret will obliterate them. Case in point, they just killed another enemy. I'll wait another 15 seconds before we move in. And I'll drink some water. Because hydration is important. Now, before I move forward, let's close all, and D2 is failing to close. That's where the wandering monster got killed, and the door is jammed as a result. Before we move out of this room, I'm deactivating the defenses, because those defenses will eviscerate your drones just as well as any monster. Let's go back to drone view. Check out this room. A destroyed drone that has scan and shield. Nice. Let's grab scan and send someone else for shield. Not you. Not you. Not... I guess we don't need motion anymore. That wasn't a useful motion scan anyways. Go grab shield. Scan will let us just scan manually. We don't need a probe to go do it. We can just do it. Handy. Pop open D8. So these purple things are the remnants of enemy drones. They would have fired on our drones, but they're dead. And because they're enemy drones, they drop scrap when they die. They're money spiders. Loot. Get all my stuff. And I'm fairly confident there's nothing in D10. Another power inlet. But no scan. Rather than... So, here's the next part. It would make more sense, efficiency-wise, to just use scan. We got scan, we don't need to drop a probe, pick up a probe. We've got something more direct right now. However, the way this game handles item deterioration is this. Any mission you go on will deteriorate the items you have. So, gather, probe, generator. This is all going to be more likely to fail. It'll deteriorate, and that's bad. It won't deteriorate if you never use it in the mission. If you bring it along and never activate it, mission doesn't count. Since we've already used probe, we should keep using it and try and save the mission usage on scan. Using probe a bunch of times doesn't really matter. 1, 100, whenever you've used it, it's used. So, probe, pick up, 1. Alright, and loot. Grab all the scrap. Though it first goes for the fuel, since fuel is the most important. Oh, a jump cell. Excellent. We're not going to be using that yet, but later. Later. Check out the final room. Just some more scrap. And we will probe. And then pick up. Oh no, it's getting away! Darn you. Oops. You stupid drone. Pick up. Alright, now we're done. Let's get out of here. End, which will navigate all drones to R1. Four got turned around. You... Brendan. I've never known a good Brendan. And this is no exception. Okay. We've got scan and shield. Drone config. shield, you've got to see it's colored yellow and has a little exclamation point. Since we picked that up in that mission, that came used, and as a used product, it's been used in 4 missions previously, and has a failure probability of 18.7%. And that means at the end of every mission, a dice will be rolled, and if anything lower than 18.7 comes up out of 100, that item is broken. It doesn't work anymore, and you can't repair it. We could repair it right now, reset the missions used, reset the odometer, or we can chance it. We can keep going. We can let things possibly break, but if they don't, we've just saved some money. That is the core gameplay of this, is managing your resources and taking risks where you can afford to and not taking them where you can't. That said, I don't need a probe and scan, and I find probes a little... I didn't expect to get 2 scanning utilities so soon, but I find probes to be a little... I've used the word cumbersome twice in this video, and I'm going to break international laws by using it a 3rd time. It's a bit cumbersome to use since you have to pick it up, and you can't tell it to stop moving, so it's always moving around. You have to fiddle with it. Not a fan. So let's put that in the inventory. If our scan breaks, we'll have a backup. And as for shield, pretty obvious what that does. Gives you a big pool of health to work with. We don't need that just yet. And because I don't like having gaps for no other reason than aesthetics, let's fix that. And keep on a-movin' to the final ship, a B-class barge. B-class means it's bigger than C-class. Let's go. And that used our remaining 2 propulsion. We've got 2 that we salvaged, but that's in our reservoir tank. We don't want to use that if we can help it. Everything here's fine. We don't need the additional mine or the probe or the shield. We're good. Let's go. No communications found. 1 infestation type. Let's boogie. Begin. You're noticing telling both of those drones to exit the room at the same time can lead to some pathing problems. Hal's gotten stuck over and over, so let's change our beginning alias to open A1 and then navigate only drone number 2. No chance of getting stuck, no matter the room size. Let's save that. Alright. So let's bring Hal out. Scan. Scan revealed a little more scrap. Loot. And let us nav Brendan to R2 and use motion sensor. Let's see what's around. Inconclusive and conclusive. Let's have a look-see. Nothing in D9 except a turret and a ship upgrade. It's remote power. We can drag that back to our own ship. So let's type, rather than drive it back ourselves, let's set up another alias. This time for grabbing something, a drone or a ship upgrade or whatever, and bringing it back to the ship. Let's do that by calling it Rescue, where we will navigate our rescue drone, which is drone 3, to a room of our choosing. Tow. Navigate 3 to R1, which is always our mothership bay. Tow again to drop it in our mothership bay, and we're done. Save that. So now, instead of driving it or typing out that huge sentence, we can just type in rescue R3. Didn't work, because I didn't spell rescue correctly. Rescue R3. You do have to type good. Aliases can't do that for you. Alright. Now that that's done, we can try and herd whatever's in room R4 into room R3. And hope that we find a console to activate that turret. I'll be right back. And then I came right back. Yes. Where was I? Alright. Right. We hadn't explored the adjoining room. Nothing here but a power inlet. Well, that's important, because we haven't powered the whole ship. But what do we have here? A blocked... My fat drone can't get through this. The way is blocked. We can scan, and there is an access terminal here. Alright. So, let's open up D10, and, at risk of making everyone groan, write another alias. We could drive our interface drone in there and do it, or we could have hack as a new alias and do essentially what we did for loot, which is navigate drone 3, our interface drone, to a room of our choosing, and interface 3. Save that. Hack R4. 3 will come out of the mothership. Should path correctly. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. No, 4 is... Oh, he did it! He did it! Fantastic. 3 is getting caught up on the blockage, so he hasn't completed the thing. But that's fine. Manual control must be taken sometimes when the drones can't path around obstacles. That's just part of the game. It's intentionally like that. But if this room had been clear, that would have executed without any sort of need to intervene. Alas. Ship scan. Defense. Turn it back off. All is well. Alright, let's... Let's power... Oops. R5. Command not processed. Because we haven't made a power command yet. Same thing as I've done before. Power is navigate our power drone, our generator drone 2, to a room of our choosing. Generator 2. Power R5. No problem. We've got much more work to do here. Let's bring our motion drone over to R5 and have him do the same thing. Both of the rooms adjoining are clean. Nothing there. Pop open D7 and navigate 1 inside. Scan when we get in there. And there's a broken drone. Cool. Before we deal with that, let's grab us that scrap. This is the other side of the blockage. And grab the fuel. 1 propulsion, no jump cells. Let's see what Jeff has. An interface. We've already got one, but these can break. It's good to have backups. So let's rescue R6 and keep moving. What needs to happen here? Nav. What needs to happen here? Wait. Rescue R6. Drone. Ah! It failed to do that because it was getting caught up on this. If we close that door, the pathing should correct itself. Try that again. Now, let's get our motion drone into R6. And see if there are any monsters. Oh no, they're getting caught up on each other again. I was trying to be. I was trying. God help me, I tried. Multiple drones moving in thin hallways. You have to take manual control. But once more, there. It's working now. Motion. Interesting. We have an unconfirmed room. And whatever's in D4 is nothing. The scan reveals a little more scrap. Let's do the herding of cats. Our D4 and D5. If there's anything in R8, it will eventually mosey over to R9 through the open passageway. And it did. Alright. There shouldn't be anything in here. Certainly that'll bite me one day. Okay, so we have one final thing left. And I think at this point in the game, it's going to be just those robots, and robots explode into a wonderful shower of scrap. So let's play very conservatively and kill this other monster. These are the only ones that I know of that have a positive outcome to killing them. We must abuse this by hitting motion once again, closing D7 and opening D4, and closing D13. That brings our boy in there. Close D8, open D12. Well, maybe not. Whoops. Oop. Alright. Now, that's a little odd. I wonder if he can get through blockages that we can't. Yup. That's a problem. It can clear... It's a little thinner than our drones. This presents a problem. We'll see if we can fix it. We have time, after all. Luckily, I kind of anticipated him doing this a little teeny tiny bit, so I closed our doors and airlocks. I'm glad I'm paranoid. Now, let's power R2. So we can get this defense turret to kill the boy again. Kill this boy. This sweet, sweet boy. Hack. R4. Ah, I've locked him in the airlock. That's fine. If a door is blocking your command from going through when you open it, it'll still execute. Ah, right. It's canceling those commands because there's something in the way. Turn the turret on. Get our drone out of there, out of the danger zone. D8, D10, D12, D11. Whoops. It doesn't matter. Motion control's not very important there. It'll wander in. I made a small mistake. It would have been more efficient to monitor it and close the door behind it. Doesn't matter. The enemy drone walked into R3 and died. Pop D10 open again. Do it manually because I remember that they can't pass to this one. Interface. Defense. D9. And because we upgraded our loot alias, we can just go loot R3 and whatever goodies fell out of those monsters, we're gonna go pick them up. Maybe, probably. We can get a little squirrely when it comes to the scrap that enemies drop. Was it only 3? That's poor. Alright, we're done here. Everything's scouted, everything's collected. Do the ending alias to get everyone back to the mothership, and we go. Exit. And that is the first system done. Basically, the tutorial system, really. But if we zoom out to the galaxy, we've got another one. Filled with A-class ships and military ships, fuel depots, stargates, space stations. There's more fun to be had, and boy, this game gets a lot tougher and a lot more complicated. I hope you'll join me next time when we get a lot tougher and a lot more complicated. Take easy.